From the News Channel 5 Network, this is SportsLine.
Hey there, SportsLine on your television. Steve Lehman here with you. Glad you are here with us on this Monday night on News Channel 5 Plus. Pretty big Monday night in sports here in the middle of July. You have the British Open wrapping up, a rare time on Monday, first time since 1988, and it lived up to the hype down to the final round. Lots of guys in contention. We saw some big putts. We saw some missed opportunities today. We saw a run at history. We saw a playoff. It all came down to three guys in a four-hole playoff, and ultimately Zach Johnson, just a guy from Iowa, now with a claret jug to go along with a green jacket, his second major title. Congratulations to Zach Johnson. Jordan Spieth comes up just a little bit short. But what a day it was over at St. Andrews. Little extra golf, or at least into the work week this time around at the British Open Championship. We can talk about that tonight. Also today, big news for the Tennessee Titans. Justin Hunter turned himself in to police in the state of Virginia this afternoon. He faces felonious criminal assault charges. Felonious criminal assault charges stemming from a July 3rd bar fight in his hometown of Virginia Beach at a bar on the beach. And the notes within the report say malicious intent, stabbing, cutting, wounding. That sounds pretty serious. There is no bond set here. That also sounds pretty serious. So we just have to wait and see. Other than that, details are very limited on this story that News Channel 5 first brought you this afternoon. But what does this mean for Justin Hunter? Because this is a guy that was heading into a make-or-break year this year for the Tennessee Titans. He was drafted in the second round a couple years ago out of Tennessee. All the talent in the world. He's got speed, he's got height, he's got good hands. But he only had 46 catches through 2 seasons. And just about a month ago, Ken Whisenhunt said during OTAs that the lights got to come on at some point. At some point, you go from a player that has all the talent in the world, all the tools to be a great NFL player, to a guy that just doesn't get it. And if you don't get it in this league, you don't hang around. You're out of the league. That was Ken Whisenhunt's message to Justin Hunter just about a month ago. And Hunter said at the time, look, I get it. I understand what I have to do and that I have to be better this year to prove that I belong here. This certainly does not show that he gets it, on or off the field. And now you have Titans fans and other people wondering if this is Justin Britt. You know, is this another Kenny Britt, a guy that they draft very high, skilled wide receiver that has talent that will make your jaw drop or make you drool a little bit at times, and his ability to make plays, his ability to impact the game, yet he can't seem to keep his head on straight to be a productive member of the team, or now even a productive member of society. Big concerns if you're a Titans fan or if you are the Tennessee Titans. 737-7767 is our number. What do you make of this latest news about Justin Hunter? And what now happens at that position for the Titans? Because that is a crowded room. You know, Kendall Wright's back. You bring in Harry Douglas. You bring in Hakeem Nicks. You draft Dorial Green-Beckham, who is kind of like Justin Hunter 2.0 in a lot of ways. And you also draft a guy in Trey McBride. There are a lot of guys who can catch passes in that Titans locker room now. So what's that mean for Justin Hunter here? He's midway through his rookie contract, 2 very up and down years, and now a seemingly very serious off-the-field incident. What do you make of that? 737-7767 as the Titans get set to report to training camp a week from Thursday, just 10 days from now. And Justin Hunter is going to have to answer a lot of questions when he gets here, whenever that may be, as to what the heck happened back on July 3rd, why he is in jail tonight in Virginia Fort. Phone lines open, 737-7767 is the number. We could talk that. We could talk Open Championship. Also today, Craig Smith of the Predators avoiding arbitration. They were actually in arbitration talking about a contract dispute, basically, between him and the Predators. But as they're doing that, they continue to work and negotiate, and they come up with a deal at the end of the day. Craig Smith signing with the Predators for 5 years, $21.25 million. That is a good deal for him at 25 years of age. And he is a guy that finished second on the team last year in goals with 23, led the team in goals 2 years ago with 24, had a nice playoff series this year against the Blackhawks. He's starting to come of age for this Predators team. He was a guy that desperately wanted to keep as they try to keep this nucleus and core intact, and they do that today with that deal. Again, phone lines are open, 737-7767 if you want to get in on any of these conversations. Let's go to Jay to begin things off tonight. Jay, what's up?
Hey, Steve. How you doing tonight, bud?
Doing well. How are you?
Good. Hey, Justin Hunter, I don't understand these athletes. I really don't. And I got a question about Vanderbilt. I've been a Vandy fan all my life, been going since I was a little bitty fella. But Eric Mason, I don't think he's going to get it done, man. I really don't. I mean, we don't have any wide receivers. Quarterback position, who knows? But I know some friends of mine, they've been going forever. They didn't renew their tickets this year, and I hear the ticket sales are terrible. And also, you know, I don't know if he's going to get it done or not, and I just wonder what your thoughts were. And NASCAR, what has gone on with NASCAR? Every time I used to be a big NASCAR fan, but when I turn it on, there's not hardly anybody in the stands, and I just wonder what your thoughts were. Thanks.
Yeah, Jay, I think you hit on something there that kind of stems to both of those sports. Is there's so much going on out there now, and your ability to watch these sports is so much better now in your living room because so many people have the HD TVs. They've got the best setup in their living room at home, surround sound, all that kind of stuff. You can pull up your laptop or your computer and surf your fantasy teams or whatever it is at the same time. You can watch other games when you're at home. You can check in on other sports if it's NASCAR that you're talking about. I think that's what's happening is we live in such a society where it's all overload all the time that to actually spend the money, premium dollar, to go to these games now and pass up the viewing experience that you have at home, it's not something that fans are willing to do very much right now. And so you better have a great product. And that's where NASCAR, I think, is struggling a little bit. They don't have some of the rivalry, some of the race excitement that they maybe once had. And so if you think you can sit on your couch at home and watch a race on a Saturday night or a Sunday afternoon and see it better in the comfort of your living room, you didn't have to spend $75, $100, whatever, to get into the race. And, oh, by the way, you can watch your favorite baseball team or your NFL team or whatever else is going on that day at the same time. That seems like a pretty good deal to a bunch of people now. I think that's a big problem there. And to answer the Vandy question, one big part of the equation to Derek Mason's future will be what fan support looks like this year. If that stadium is a ghost town and they're not selling tickets and they're not putting butts in seats and generating some level of excitement, that tells you a lot about your head coach. That tells you a lot about the state of the program. And they aren't selling tickets right now. And though there were bad crowds at the end of last year, and they're headed for that this year, unless they can win some games early to kind of change that momentum, that's when athletic directors, that's when chancellors start to look and making a move for a head coach when you start to lose that revenue stream, when you don't sell tickets, when you don't have people in the seats, when your stadium is taken over by opposing teams, which it will be in the SEC. We know how well these other schools travel. You don't want to see that if you're a Vanderbilt fan. The school administrators certainly don't want to see that if you're a Vanderbilt fan. So I think that's going to be a big part of it this year. And it comes back to kind of the same thing. You know, if you're a Vandy fan and you're not sure your team's any good or you've got a chance to win, do you show up? Do you show up on Saturday for a game you think you're going to lose when you can sit at home and watch every game in college football? Or, frankly, in this town, you can go to the concert that night, the show at Bridgestone, the show at TPAC, whatever it might be. So much opportunity here for the entertainment dollar that if you're Vanderbilt, if you're anybody, you better put a good product out there in order for people to buy those tickets. And right now, there's real questions about how good the Vanderbilt football product is under Derek Mason. 737-7767 is the number. We need to take our first break. We will get back. More of your phone calls. Justin Hunter, the British Open final round, and a playoff today on Monday. First Monday finish since 1988 across the pond. So much more to talk about. Stay tuned. You're watching SportsLine on News Channel 5+.